All right. Hello. Good evening. So, I know that this is definitely inappropriate for this channel, but there have been things that have been going on. And, there's been things that have happened the past 5 years that I have to address. And I figured I will start by addressing this person that doesn't really understand what is happening and what is going to happen if something is not done to alleviate the problem. Okay. But I'll be right back. Give me a second. Okay. I'm making a fudge for dessert tonight. And I'm just making some fudge, not necessarily for dessert, but I needed to make sure 24 ounces of chocolate chips should be enough. All right, I gotta come and discuss something, and we can all tell jokes, we can roast, we can play like ain't nothing going on. But I'm here to tell you, and this is what's very, very, very real, is that what has been happening the past 3 years, especially, has been a crime. It's actually been against the law. And I want people to listen very carefully to what I am about to say. Now, I think that there are some people that truly just don't get it. And by the way, I ran into a forum actually where I was the topic of discussion, and I want to say thank you and blessings. You will be blessed because I know I am. But I want to say thank you and blessings to those people that went on that forum to stick up for me and to say, hey, you can have a problem with a person, but whenever you're dropping people's nudes around the internet, you are actually committing a sex crime. And I think that for all women, it goes very deep. Now, I can tell you that as a witch, this new moon that's coming up is going to be very cleansing. It is. And a lot of wrongs are going to be righted. Now, the reason why I said, why does this criminal keep bringing me up? To be honest with you, and I'm talking about Talia Lennon. Talia Lennon, you have absolutely no respect for yourself or for other women. You have lost all hope. You have no idea who you are dealing with at this point, and I'm going to tell you why. I was trafficked on the internet, and you are a part of that. While you are on the internet saying disgusting things like, I would put your kids out on the track, which is evidence against you, hun. Like, we know what type of person you are. And in this country, trafficking women and children is a huge problem. And what you don't realize is that you are going to go on my FBI report. See, I can go on a platform and laugh at you because you are the donkey of the day and you always will be. You even look like the donkey in Shrek. You look like both of those characters. But at the end of the day, I've never trafficked any photographs of you around the internet. Have I? Have I ever taken a nude photo of you and put it up on porn websites? Nope. I know that there's a lot of you women that are associated with that group of people that you honestly think in your mind, because you obviously are very limited in how you think, that first of all, again, the video was photoshopped. I am not that tall. I have a short torso. I don't have a long stomach. It's not the point of how good or bad I looked. It's the point that it happened. And even though it's a Photoshop picture, which I'm pretty sure that, whenever this goes to court, that's probably going to be the defense that's going to be used. It's still at the foundation of the video. It's still me, and my image was used. And I can't understand why. Does it have anything to do with a spiritual business? No. Would it help you in any endeavor? No, it wouldn't, for that to be done. It was totally disgusting. So listen, Talia, you are going to be reported. I didn't like the way you talked about my daughter. See, when I called you a hoe on Figaro, that is because you willingly went out there and sold your body. You were talking about putting young girls on a track and also a baby that's 5 years old. So we know what type of person you are. And you know what? I'm not expecting your group of people to have any sort of morals. The things that have been done against my will. I spoke about it about an hour ago about how um, I don't like the intimate details being disclosed to the public because it was none of their business. And you know what? We're not necessarily dealing with men that have chivalry. It's so sad. And as a woman, I don't accept that. I don't, because I never ever consented to any of that happening. Okay. So, I know that you think that you have any power, but it will eventually make it all the way up to the Supreme Court, right after I do an FBI report. So this is the reason why you need to stop trying to negate and deflect and try to make it seem like you coming down here to steal my man. No, hun, it goes so much deeper than that. You have no idea what you're dealing with. And since you spoke to me that way last night, and you're still trying to make it seem like it's a game, you're going to go on my FBI report. And whoever is responsible for it will get locked up. That is considered to be sexual assault. That is considered to be online sex trafficking. It's already a problem. And the crazy part about it is that there's plenty of women out here in this world that are willing to have sex on camera, that are willing to be nude on camera. Those are not images that I gave permission to be released to the public. I would never do that anyway. I'm not a porn star. I'm not a webcam model. I'm not any of that. But yet, your group, your sector y'all forced that online trafficking. You forced it. That's the type of people that you are. Okay. Now, I sent a second DCMA takedown notice to that website. There's actually a couple. Well, thank you, Praz. I think that you're probably one of the only decent trolls in that sector. I do deserve justice for that. I do. And yes, I do. I agree. I agree for the whole thing. And it's not about the compensation. It's really about the fact that I deserve my dignities, the fact that I myself would never do that to myself, even though if I did, I'd be doing it to myself. That doesn't give permission to any woman at any moment can say, hey, I just want to put a new picture of myself up on the internet. Hey, But when someone else does it and they do it to try to humiliate you, and they do it because they're literally trying to take away your human rights, there is a difference. And a lot of these people are going to learn that. And there's nothing a candle can do for you. In fact, you have only delayed what is inevitable. So we can try to make it about this whole romance thing where somebody is trying to steal my man, but in reality, it goes a lot deeper than that. In reality, a crime was still committed against me. That is a fact. And I want justice for that crime. And I will get it, even if I have to go all the way up to the Supreme Court, even if I have to petition the White House, even if I have to petition the mayor. I'm not going to let that slide. Coming on the internet and telling somebody that they are a poopy face or even talking crazy about somebody is that's not a crime. And then even doing witchcraft is not a crime, cuz witchcraft at the end of the day is all about protection from stuff like this. And you know what? I would be doing a disservice to women and children all around this country if I did not pursue justice on that, because we know that women are constantly compromised in this way. In fact, there was a Lifetime movie. There's several Lifetime movies about this where there's like a group of men and they're like running around the internet and they're doing this to their exes. And you know, I'm a strong woman. I am. I will say that. I am a strong woman. But the point is that, you know, women within ourselves can sometimes be marginalized. And, you know, that is something that has been the history in America. You know, and it's not even about the fact that I'm Black. Hey, Kinsley's mommy, but it does make it worse, kind of, because when you think about the history, and somebody needs to care about what happened to me, some, you know, and we have to set better standards for everybody, for every race of people. I did not make a choice. I did not consent to sex tapes being released of me. I definitely didn't consent to those tapes being uploaded to those websites. There's actually two of them up. And whether or not you like it or not, you shouldn't have done it. Whoever it traces back to, it is considered to be a terrible internet crime and a violation of a person's mind, body, and spirit. So at the end of the day, hey, Kinsley's mommy, I'm doing good. How are you? At the end of the day, Talia, because you're in competition with me, right? Okay. You get, I guess, this false validation from this one male in social media, but I get the validation of many, many, many women, legions of women that stand behind me, because I would never treat another woman in that way ever. I wouldn't treat a man like that. I wouldn't treat a child like that, obviously. So I have something called dignity, respect for other people and myself, hon. It doesn't matter what I did in private in my own private bathroom. It doesn't matter. That was never any of your business, was it? But the point is that I would never take a woman's image and distort her body and put it out in social media and try to humiliate her and hurt her. So I have something called trust. I am regal, and I am the one that has the crown above my head, on my head, not you. So I think that you having a lowered expectation. I'm sorry, Kinsley's mommy. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm so sorry, honey. I hope it gets better. Um, you, Talia, having a lowered expectation of how you're going to be treated as a woman has nothing to do with me. So I will always trump you, always. And you have no cards to play, especially when you were one of the people that thought that it was a good idea to do that. And you never even pursued any justice when it was done to you. And that's fine. That's fine. You know, it's and I'm not saying let's prosecute, this man. I think that he does owe something for that. I am a person that believes in men having chivalry. I believe in men treating me with respect. I believe in real intimacy, no matter what it is, no matter what you think that it is. And so I'm not really, and never have been, for that. And it's such a violation. And so this is the reason why I am always going to be blessed, because women know that they can depend on me. There's no woman ever out there that would ever hear me or experiencing me say, oh, I'm going to traffic your daughters. No, if I got left alone with somebody's daughter, I would treat those daughters with respect. And that's something that you are not about. And this is not roasting. I'm keeping it real. I am not necessarily trying to change you, because you can't change. You actually think it's cool. You said it last night. And you know what? I know that you were so-called roasting, but but the things that you said were so repulsive that our society does not need people like you. You lower the standards for women. I raise them. You contribute to abuse of women and children. I don't. So, hun, you are never, ever, ever competing with me, because of the fact that I have respect for myself. I don't care about what the old lady in Lithonia lied about, that in her little world of treachery, because that was a lie as well. So I don't care about that. That never happened. It actually happened to me. And you guys are trying to justify it by saying that I did that to somebody else, which I never did. So the truth is the truth, and the truth is always going to prevail. Okay? I have women, married, single. Some of these women are single moms. Some of these women are married moms. They know they can come to Jamila and trust her, because that behavior is so repulsive. And us women are fighting for our rights right now. I mean, when you look around at the world and when you look around at America, we have to defend ourselves, to our rights, our intimacy, our privacy, our right to not be looked at as just sexual objects. And that's something that you will never understand, Talia. And you know what? Even when I had the perfect body before I even gave birth one time, I still felt that way. I haven't changed. I've been this way my entire life. I've been celibate for longer than I've actually been sexually active. And you know what? I want to say this to the whole world. Just because the music has gotten very open sexually doesn't mean that it gives you a license to come out here and put women and children out there like that. Because children, this is happening to, this is an epidemic there's so many cases of child sex trafficking and sex trafficking of people that they can't even keep up with it. It happens right under our noses and we don't even know it. You could be passing by somebody on the street and they seem like a normal person, but they could have somebody tied up in their basement, trafficking them to the world. You can be out in public and see somebody that is a literal sex slave, and that is not right. I do not condone those things. So, and then I really didn't understand why you felt, well, I do understand why you felt the need to go live and say my name today, even after your fake boyfriend on the internet gave you a kudos and a shout out. Why wasn't that good enough for you? Why do you still feel the need to talk to me? Because you know that you haven't beat me at anything. And I never was trying to beat you or compete with you at anything. But you know that you are beneath me in every way. Okay? And you wish you could be like me. You wish you could feel good about yourself. You wish, because you don't. There's no woman that can say that she feels good about herself when she's contributing to trafficking another woman and attacking me after I've already been victimized in the situation. Like hate drives you. You are driven by your hate for other women. You are driven by hate. Okay? So that's what I wanted to say. I'm not going to spend too much time on this subject. But again, while these people are doing what they're doing, let's not forget what happened. And I sent down the second DCMA takedown. The other website, it took forever to open, and I kind of was like, wait a minute, is this some kind of virus or something? I don't suggest clicking on any of those links. Those websites might be downloading viruses to your computer while using my name. So I told you guys that these people were using my name, and it's not my fault because I had nothing to do with that. If you end up with a virus on your computer or if you end up with something else on your computer, don't get mad at me because I did not give my permission for any of that to be done. In fact, I submitted the second DCMA takedown. And if I don't hear back from those people, it is going to get reported to the police. That website is going to get reported to the police. Doesn't matter if in the video I was made to look like a alien and distorted. It doesn't matter. The point is that it's my image that they don't have permission to have uploaded to their site. And I've already asked them to take it down. And it's been probably like 3 months. Now I'm not going to sit up here and spend my whole life never being involved in the sex industry to end up being forced to be trafficked. That is not going to happen. And my spirit team is never going to allow it to happen. And no, my daughters that I gave birth to, none of my daughters, none of my sons, none of us are sex workers. None of us do things like that. And no woman should have to do that. You know what's sad about our society is that there are some women that feel that they have to do that. And that's so sad that we live in a world like that. But you know what? You do have a choice. You do have a better choice. You do. You have options. You have choices. Because you know what? The rich is getting richer and they have no regard for the American people. And you know what? The poorer people are at a standstill. Okay. And we have nothing but inflation, gas prices going up and down. Hey, sis. So somebody's got to stand up for something. And it's definitely going to be me. And you're not going to shut me up about it. Okay. I'm going to take it all the way up to the Supreme Court to make sure that it is prosecuted within the fullest extent of the law. Because I've never trafficked anybody. I've never been involved with that lifestyle at all. And I'm not going to be anybody's scapegoat. I'm not. And you know what? You can try to threaten me, you can try to intimidate me, but I have guns too, spiritual guns. And that's all that I need. And I feel perfectly safe in saying that because of my awesome spirit team. Okay, let me get this person out of here. Yeah. For you to come in here and say that just really proves Des Lunick said, justice for what? Are you kidding me? Yeah, let me go ahead and block you. Yeah, and you know what? I understand that with that group of people, there's a lot of people that only because I actually thank you, Pras, thank you. Salute to you for saying that, for saying the truth. On the forum where it was this discussion that was being had about me, and there were people sticking up for me, but there was an extremely hateful person that called me a subhuman feminist Nazi witch. Like, and I'm like, okay, so I'm subhuman. So there's a lot of people in that group that look at black people, it's not black people but black women, because the black men in that group, typically they are putting it off on the black woman to where we're only like 30 or 40% human, supposedly. I guess what's the other 60%? Superhuman? I don't know. But you are committing a crime. You can't just sit up here and say, oh well, you're a black woman, I can sexually assault you and I'm not committing a crime. That's no debate. That's no debate. And you know what? I am prepared to stand for not only my black sisters, but all of my sisters, my white sisters, my Indian sisters, my Japanese sisters. I am standing strong in my position when it comes to that. And I'm not bowing down. Right. Yeah, I think that, and this is not an attack or like I'm starting stuff. I'm just speaking and about this. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of what was his name? I know his last name was Cleaver. And he was a rapist, a grapist. He actually went to prison for graping a lot of women, and he said that he felt that when he graped the black ones that he wasn't committing a crime, because I guess black women just deserve to be sexually assaulted. This is not reality. This the things that they do are just the rantings of a person that has no moral code. And as a black woman, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in anybody being compromised. We don't have to have any woman in America or throughout globally. Women should not be treated that way. Women should not be treated that way. I stand firmly for the divine feminines who need that. And I don't care if I have to summon every goddess in the sky, I will do it. Okay. So, anyway, that's what I wanted to say. I mean, we can, and I wanted to say this final thing to Talia. You know, you, for some reason, you're so limited. You think that roasting somebody is saying things like, I'm going to put your daughter and your 5-year-old out on the track. Me and you have two different mentalities. We see things so differently. Yeah. I'll have to look at that. Davy Vanity. I'll have to look that up. Hey Christian, how are you, dear? Um, yeah, I would never treat anybody that way, but there's people out there, uh Talia is the type of woman, she is a sex trafficker or a criminal's dream woman. You are a dream woman for a person that lacks morals. And see, I'm not the type of person that has to do things like that to earn money. I'm not. And you know what? I'm not trying to down somebody that is, especially women out there that feel like, that have been broken, but you can put yourself back together. You can lift yourself up and you can do better without being involved with things like that. You are better. You are enough. So I want to encourage women that might be in that spot, because I've heard horror stories. I don't just watch that sector or that group. I look at the videos about sex trafficking victims, and I've seen it's like a mob. And they do definitely go, they snatch up women off of the streets. They kidnap them, they force them into sex work, and if they don't agree, they just murder them. Why do y'all think there's a lot of women that turn? Why do you think they're finding bodies everywhere? Now, I'm not going head to head with those particular people. That's the job of the police and the FBI. My situation, thank the goddess, is not that bad. Thank the goddess. But y'all got to think and look at the bigger picture of this. It's not okay. It's not okay. I'm doing pretty good. I am making some fudge tonight, Christian. And Lakshmi and Lord Ganesha said that they would be more than willing to take that as an offering. So I'm going to be making some fudge tonight. In fact, I have to go. Kinsley's mommy, I'm so sorry you're not having a good day today, sweetie. Feel free to text me. And like I said, that's what you probably don't really feel like talking. And that the burning question, something that's literally just bothering your soul, you'd be surprised at how comforting and encouraging those readings are. And then, you don't have to necessarily schedule a time with me. Okay. But you can if you want. Okay. Hi, KG. How are you guys? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Man, here's the one thing about it is that we really, really, really need to, like I was acknowledging earlier how that whole past life stuff, but I really believe that we need to bring back chivalry for all women, and subtlety and dignity and respect, and not all of this open sex talk. And I know that I talk about sex openly, which is perfectly fine, but to have videos and people watching, people to have people watching and inquiring and discussing and things of that nature, those are things that I'm just not down for. Okay, especially when a woman is being compromised, and forced into something. If I would have given my consent, it would be different, but I did not give my consent. So, we got to draw the line in as far as our standards. And I stand for that and only that, not just for myself, but my daughters, my granddaughters, my sisters, my friends, and every woman that walks this earth. Okay. I am Christian. I'll look that up. Y'all have a good night. Make sure that y'all thumbs this up. And if you guys want to share it, you can, and make sure that you subscribe. Okay. All right. Blessings to you guys. Bye bye.